how to get that perfect snowboard clip. In today's world, snowboard footage is a big part of the culture. Whether you see it on Instagram, whether you see it on YouTube, snowboarding is everywhere. And getting a perfect clip is a lot more difficult than you might think. And it's something that's not talked about a lot. You see a lot of videos talking about how to do certain tricks, how to do different snowboard techniques, but there's not a lot of people talking about how to get good snowboard footage. So I figured I'd make a video on tips and tricks to improve your snowboarding footage. Now, you definitely don't want to be that guy in your squad that fumbles the clip all the time. I definitely have friends in my group that I just definitely can't rely on for getting good snowboard clips. No problem with that necessarily, but you just have to stop asking them to get the clips because they're going to fumble it every time, and you don't want to be that guy. So this video is definitely going to help you out with getting good clips. Because yeah, it's a lot more difficult than you might seem, and there's definitely a lot more elements that go in to getting a good footage rather than just pulling your phone out and getting the clip. So the first thing we're going to talk about is follow camming. What is a follow cam? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. A follow cam is basically where you're following the rider, you have a cam, aka a camera in your hand, and you're filming that rider. Now, there's two types of snowboard footage. There's one, the follow cam, where you're following the rider, and two, the stationary footage. The stationary footage is when you're in one spot filming the rider. Now, there's a couple differences on why you might use a follow cam versus a stationary. And for a stationary, the number one reason is you're not that good at snowboarding or you don't know how to snowboard. So stationary footage is going to be your best bet. It's super easy to stand there, anyone can do it and get the clip. Another reason you might want to use stationary filming is because you got a bunch of people hitting one feature. It's a lot easier to film a feature multiple times when you're just standing at the clip versus following the rider. Usually a follow cam only involves one person, while stationary clip, it allows you to film multiple people. And three, stationary clips are also good for the backcountry especially. I find that when you're filming in the backcountry, you can only ride the line once, meaning you want to nail down that angle, whether it's a jump, whether it's a pow line. Once it gets tracked, it's pretty much donezo. So you want to make sure you get that angle right the first time. And this video is going to be more directed to how to get perfect follow cams, as that's definitely more common when it comes to getting clips in the terrain park. So stay tuned because we're going to be talking about a couple tips, a couple things that are going to make your follow cams a lot better. Now, the first thing is get good at snowboarding. That's like the first thing that you got to get down. You have to get really good at snowboarding, very comfortable on your board to get good follow cam clips. I see this all the time where people think they could get a good clip and they don't quite know how to make turns right. They're not that comfortable on your board. You're just not going to be able to get a good clip, and I would rely on a stationary clip if you were one of those people. The first thing you want to do is get good at snowboarding. Get comfortable turning. Get comfortable going over bumps. Get comfortable hitting jumps. Get really, really comfortable on your board, because that's going to make your follow cams 10 times better. And it's really a necessity key if you're going to get a good follow cam. You got to think, when you're filming, you're not focused on where you're snowboarding at. You're focused at the rider in the frame. So that means that you want to get so good at snowboarding that you can damn near do it blind, because that's what it's going to take to get that good clip. Now, next is understanding your terrain. Now, this is also super important. Just like when you're hitting the terrain park for the first time, you want to just ride through the park, scope out all the features, see where the blind spots are, see where that hidden rail is, see where you don't want to be standing. All that knowledge is going to be key when it comes to filming as well. Because I definitely don't want to do a follow cam first run, not know there's a rail hidden behind the blind spot, and I'm looking at the filmer and not where I'm going, and then smash into the rail and die. Understand how you're going to be navigating through the park. This is going to basically make it essential for you to get that clip. Now, one thing I like to also always do is understand where the rider is going who you're filming. Make sure you ask him before you drop what line they're doing, what trick they're doing, because if you want to get good footage, you have to be right on their tail the whole time, or maybe even in front of them to get that good angle. So you want to know exactly what feature they're going to be doing, and honestly what trick they're going to be doing too, because if they're spinning one way and you're going to be on the other side because you didn't know they were spinning that way, they might kind of go out of frame. They might kind of like disappear in some regards. You might not get the best angle. Just have that communication be open, because that is definitely really essential when getting the clip. Kind of visualize the person's trick in your mind and think about where the best point of video is going to be. Is it going to be in front? Is it going to be behind? Is it going to be to the side? Because you definitely don't want to just have a boring clip that's to the side and 10 feet to the right where you just barely see the rider. No, you want to be in the exact spot at the exact right time. So get that nailed down, guys, and you'll start mastering your clip. Next is mastering your speed. Now again, you want to be as close to the rider as you can be. So you want to master your speed. You want to be going almost faster than the rider itself. You might be like, well, Cyrus, if you're riding behind him, why would you need to be going faster? Because it's easier to slow down than it is to speed up. I try to go faster than the guy I'm filming, just so if I need, I can slow down and it's no big deal. However, if you need to get closer and you need to speed up, it's a lot harder to do that. So I like to practice going fast, knowing the terrain, just being comfortable on my board. That's just stuff that makes a good clip. Like next to this one is phone choice versus camera choice. Again, I kind of talked about that a little bit. If you're filming on Instagram, go with your phone. If you're filming on YouTube, go with the camera. Just straight up, just like that. Now, experiment with unique angles. Now, this too is just something that takes time. As you start filming more, realize that you're not going to just get that perfect clip first try. Start experimenting with weird angles. Go out with your homies and just be like, yo, I'm trying to get better at filming. Can I just film you all day? You know, just go try to get clips with them. Try to get in front of them. Try to get behind them. You know, get comfortable hitting the jumps. Again, the point of a follow cam is to have that personable footage. The follow cams are unique because it feels like you're right there with the rider the whole time, and you want to make it feel like that. You want to make it feel like you're really close to the rider the entire time. Those stationary clips, they're meant to be seen through like a third-party perspective. While that follow cam, you're supposed to be right there. So get good at being really close to your subject and just experimenting with different angles. It's what's going to make your footage stand out. Getting a good clip will literally make or break the snowboard trick itself. Because if you have a bad angle on a snowboard trick, the trick could look way smaller, and snowboarding angles is really everything. I wish there's one angle I could tell you that's going to be like the perfect angle, but you're going to really have to figure that out yourself. Just again, experiment with styles, experiment with angles, experiment with distances. All that stuff will make your riding, make your filming a lot better. Now, the most important part with getting the clip is making sure the subject is in frame the entire time. This is, again, when you're riding, when you're getting the clip, don't be focusing on the riding. Focus on the subject is in frame the whole time. This is where it's difficult, because I know you're going to be like, well, how am I supposed to see where you're going? I almost like to barely kind of be checking where I'm riding, but also keeping that rider in frame the whole time. It's difficult, I know, but this will make you a good rider. That's why you got to nail your terrain down. That's why you got to be comfortable on your board, because this is going to make your clip amazing when that subject is just locked into the frame the whole time. And it's a lot more difficult than you might think, but this is what it's going to take. Now, also, adjust to some trends, too. If you want to get that trendy filming down, too, not only just keeping that subject in frame, but kind of hyper-focusing on one thing. Like zooming in to specific parts, zooming into their board, zooming into their face, kind of tilting your camera around. That's going to make a trendy clip. Now, trendy clips are kind of just personally to what I like or what you like. So, just again, this kind of goes hand in hand with experiment with your style. I definitely like to be playing with the zoom as I'm filming. I'll kind of have the camera tilted like this, and then right as they go off the feature, I'll kind of stabilize it and kind of zoom into their board, and then zoom back out as they're doing the trick, and then I'll zoom back in right as they land. By doing those little movements, those little zoom-ins, that little camera tilt, it puts a lot more emphasis on that little movement that the rider is doing. Something that might not even be noticed, but with your filming, you're kind of bringing it to life. So just that little extra zoom might just have made the clip 10 times better, or just made the trick look that much harder. That you just zoomed in on right where they swiveled, or zoomed in right as they landed, and you see their edge almost catch. That stuff brings a lot of personality to your footage and makes it a lot better. And two, it kind of gives it a trendy style for Instagram. Like any snowboard trick out there, the more you practice, the better you will get. That's really the main secret when it comes to filming and getting that perfect clip, is spending a lot of time filming, spending a lot of time snowboarding, and really think about, too, the footage that you want. Because that's what brings your snowboard in your life. Don't be just mindlessly holding the camera like, oh wow, that was cool. No, like, be involved. Be thinking about the trick your rider is doing. Be thinking about your line through the park as you're filming. This is stuff that's going to make or break your filming. So take it serious, practice, and you will be that homie in your group that's just getting banger clips. And it's definitely going to just make or break your Instagram, your YouTube, all that stuff. So practice makes perfect. And again, just realize it takes time too. You're not going to go get the perfect clip first try. It just takes a lot of practice. And anyway, go get him, guys. Yo, thank you for watching this video. If you're liking this content, then you're definitely going to like what's coming next. My Pocket Coach team and I have been developing something super sick. We're about to release Pocket Coach V2, which once was just a snowboarding coaching app, is now turning into a coaching platform, allowing you to be able to create a premium community or course within our app. Whether you're a surfer, snowboarder, skier, mountain biker, you're going to be able to turn your knowledge into profit within our platform. I'm definitely going to be building my snowboard community within the app, so if you're interested in joining that, then click the waitlist link in the description and get early signed up. But if you're also interested in becoming a future coach or building your community on the app, then click the same link and click the coach form, and that will allow you to early sign up as a coach or a future partner with Pocket Coach. So yeah, stoked that you liked the video, and have a good one.